Celebration like you usually never see it. It is Tuesday, January 6th, and it's nighttime. Hello, everybody. I'm in Celebration, and it is completely dark. Had a lot happen today. I thought we'd talk about it, because quite honestly, I had a late night. I did not sleep well. Because living in an apartment, it definitely has its pros and cons. Look at this. Look at these lights. Right next to Lake Rianhard. Steps right to the water. Look at that. Something you don't see every day. Me neither. I don't come here that often at night. But, yeah, I had a thing happen today. I had my interview with Disney regarding employment. I've been waiting for this for about a week or so, and it actually finally happened today. And afterwards, I passed out for about an hour and a half because I was absolutely exhausted because my neighbor at about 12 o'clock midnight decided to start being loud. So it's one of the drawbacks of living in an apartment, something I haven't done in about 30 years. So oh well, it is what it is. Nothing's forever. We're only renting because we want to, when I say we, my wife and I, we just want to see more of the area before we buy something. But Celebration is awesome. So anyway, I had my interview today at 1 o'clock. It's a little dark, but I'm closely shaven. Thought I wanted to look as presentable as possible. I wasn't wearing my hat. I only wear a hat all the time, usually for sun protection in Florida. That, and I've got a really big forehead, so that kind of helps hide the fact. But otherwise, I was very presentable. And the interview was supposed to be about 30 minutes. It ended up being 15 minutes. Sorry, the fountains. They're kind of loud. I'm just tilting the camera so you guys can see them. I'm going to switch over so you guys can see something other than my face. Lake Rianhard at night. Columbia restaurant. A lot more peaceful here at night. We're going to see how the bugs are. Hopefully the path around Lake Rianhard isn't too creepy. But anyway, had my interview. It went really well. The recruiter, as he referred to himself, asked some really good questions. Basically, what made me choose to apply with Disney. What's my history with Disney as far as my knowledge, my love for it, and talking a little bit about my work history in general. It was pretty straightforward. Looking at my work history, he asked if I was interested in doing leadership type roles. I said I'm interested, but quite honestly, I'm looking more for a part-time gig because I would like to kind of see how the company is, see how it's ran, and kind of go from there. But it was really promising. In a nutshell, I got my name put on a list. As he put it, wow, I know this does not translate at all onto your phone or your TV, however you're watching this, but sorry, that's bright. Car lights. But Hotel Celebration. Look at that. Look at the reflection. So awesome. I got to keep my eyes out for like alligators out on the trail. Never know. I saw a decent sized one in another lake down in on the south end of Celebration. I'll have to do a video down there. It's really secluded. it's kind of my favorite spot so far in Celebration. But where was I? Sorry. I always say this, but I always get so distracted when I'm doing a walk and talk in Celebration, especially around the lakes. Wow. Those are so loud. Look at this. Oh, geez, watch your step. There's actually a decent amount of people out here. Look at this. This actually kind of looks like something out of a horror movie. I hate to say, but it does. Could grill up some burgers. Do that in the middle of the night. Yeah. People out with flashlights, makes sense. It's dark. It's actually darker out here than it looks. My camera is on a low light setting, which definitely brightens things up. So yeah, it's dark. Let's check out this bridge. Celebration at night. Sorry guys, this is really fun for me. I really do like everything dark and spooky. Wow. Wish you could be here. Seriously. I'd love to be talking to someone in person. I'd love to hear about anyone's day. My favorite thing about this channel is when someone leaves a comment and they actually tell me things about, you know, their history with something that I show in Florida, whether it's a theme park or a beach. I love hearing that. I really do. I'm definitely extroverted, which is kind of tough in today's age from the standpoint that everybody seems to be more self-centered, unfortunately. Earlier tonight, you know, I walk by people, say hi, they don't even acknowledge me. You know, usually they have like an earbud in, they're listening to something, and it's around an area like this. I just don't understand that. Don't you want to disconnect a little bit and take in what's around you? This is absolutely amazing. I highly recommend this, but I will say there are mosquitoes out. Like, they're not biting bad, but I've definitely swatted a couple. Look at this bench. You just sit here like this and take it all in. Awesome. This is what stopping to smell the roses looks like, because this is what I'm looking at. All right, let's finish walking this trail. me tell you guys, it's dark. It's really dark. But back to what I was saying about possibly working for Disney. I want to do something. I've talked about before. I really don't need to work. I'll have to do a video on how I actually make money. You know, I say that I got to be really careful with how I spend, which everybody does, but mainly because I'm trying to constantly build my net worth through trading and my investments. So I don't pull that much. Actually, everyone would probably be pretty shocked at how little money I pull. The most I spent in a while was just a couple days ago for Jill's birthday. But I don't know, when you hold off the daily stuff, this is so awesome. When you hold off the little stuff, you know, you can kind of put that aside and save it for a day that counts. And my wife's birthday was one of those days where I didn't really want to hold back. So got her some nice gifts. We went out for a nice dinner. Oh, look at this. This is one spot that I always gravitate towards. I've never been here at night. There's lights on out here. Holy moly, this is so neat. Look at this. This is so wild. All I can hear is the crickets. I had no idea that they had these lights. This is what it's like without the light. But being a part of something, I don't know, it's important for me. The whole thing about like purpose in life. I don't know, at the end of the day, no one's really going to remember you, you know, past a few generations, unless you do something massively amazing or massively terrible, which I don't recommend anyone do. But that doesn't seem to matter to me. I still want to do something, whether it's helping people, connecting with people, helping people connect, just so I don't feel like I'm a waste of space. And if I wherever I work, I'm always going to give it my 100% attention and effort. I always want to help others and make someone's experience better. Anyway, I should probably wrap this up. Interview went well. I don't know if I mentioned, he said it could take 3 months, it could take 6 months, it could be a week, it could be tomorrow. So I know there's a lot of people out there that are interested in working for Disney, and getting in seems to be pretty tough outside of the Disney college program. And I already applied once for a position, and within 24 hours I got denied. So the easiest way in for me, they said, with, you know, my skill set and my history, would be through quick serve restaurants, or what do they call it? Food and beverage. It'd be like me selling churros or something. So if you ever see me in the park selling turkey legs or something, stop by and say hi. That'd be funny. But hey, I'd be working somewhere that I absolutely love to be. So wow. Yeah, they have these just wonderful lights just shining up on the other side of the trail from the lake. This is really cool at night. Highly recommended. I know it's super dark, but thanks to everyone. I know I'm always thanking everyone, and thanks to those who leave likes. I don't ever want to ask, like, hey, throw me a like, but it really does help. And if you throw a comment, number one, it helps. Number two, I love hearing from people. I really do give it my best to respond to 100% of everyone. Back of Celebration Hotel at night. Stunning. Alright, just had to show you this. If anyone's ever been in Celebration, that is Celebration Hotel. And this is the walking path behind the hotel, behind Lake Rianhard. This is the spot where you can rent the bikes. Check out this trail with the lighting. How you doing? Good. Look at this. I've never seen that sign before. Do not feed the squirrels. How's it going? Yeah, good amount of people out here. Look at this. Like I said, I have no idea how it's gonna translate onto camera, but this is so cool. I love being here. I love living here. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy I made the move. And then back here, there's that other lake. There's so many lakes in Celebration. There's so many lakes and bodies of water in Florida. But across the way, I can see the reflection of the lights on the water. There we go. Trying not to blind the lens with this light in the foreground. Wow. So this is like, I don't know, a 2-minute walk behind Lake Rianhard. It's another lake. Another neighborhood. Right here, facing the water. Absolutely amazing. All right, heading back. I will say this, you feel stuff, you feel bugs, you feel like spider webs, I hate to say. Not that I'm walking through them, but almost like they're floating around. Doesn't bother me too much. Definitely would bother my wife. So if you guys are still watching this, I'm gonna ask, leave me a comment. Tell me something about you. How your week's going. How was your holiday? Tell me about your holiday. How was your Christmas? How's your New Year going? What kind of things do you want to do differently for 2026? What are some of your goals? I'd love to hear. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Sorry, it's really dark on my face, but that's probably okay. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Literally sitting here at the water's edge, right on the steps literally to Lake Rianhard. Absolutely beautiful.